Hello friends. Hi, I am here to share a journal with you today. My desk is a mess because I've been working on some various things for Patreon, and I just thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of those before I set them aside. And I want to show you this journal, but I just thought I'd give you a little bit of, I don't know, just kind of like a sneaky little peek into things, you know, just like, because I have been enjoying everything that I've started for this year, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy with everything, and I think maybe my favorite, this is kind of funny, but I think my favorite right now is this notebook, which is my, I mean, you could call it a lot of things, but it's kind of like a, I hate the word brain dump, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of just anything can go in here, and I just write anything in here. Some of it gets transferred to other places. Some of it just, you know, stays in here, and it's fine because I use it to work things out in my head. Like, I use it to, I guess, write things out to get them out of my head. And then it's just so nice. I love to write on this paper. It's so nice. More on that later. But today I want to show you this journal, which is something I started back in September. It is a Midori Codex, which is dot grid, and it is, I don't know how many pages, but it's over 365. So there's a page for every day of the year. And then it also has these little tear off corners, which I don't tear off, but if you want to, like, if for instance you use this kind of notebook as something like this, and you wanted to mark kind of how far you've gone into the journal, then you could just tear off the corner and get straight to the page you're on. So that's kind of cool, but I don't do that because I glue or tape a lot of things in here, and it just makes sense to keep the corners. So what I started this as was definitely like a creative outlet journal. It was in the time when I was starting to shift towards my new setups for like the coming year, but I wasn't quite out. Like, I was in this transition period, and I was needing something. I had a hole in and I needed to fill it with something that was really loose and could become anything that I needed it to be. And so the idea was that I would set it up to be super creative, and I would like draw and paint in it, and I would just spend time kind of doodling in it and writing things down. And when I first set it up, it wasn't really intended to be like a bullet journal, but for some reason I did start setting it up like a bullet journal. And I'm not sure why I did that, because it was never supposed to be a planner. It was always going to be more of a journal, but in my mind at the time, it made sense to do these spreads. I might never use them. This is kind of styled after the common planner, the Sterling Ink common planner. I was doing monthly dashboards where I kind of just like wrote all kinds of things down about what was happening in our life as a family, or just things I was working on, whatever. Anything that was going on in the month, I could write that down. I kind of illustrated a quote here, even though this was in September. Excuse me, my voice is like going out. I got almost no sleep last night, and I'm not exaggerating. I think I got maybe a total of up to 2 hours of sleep, including like just dozing off. It was that bad. Yes, that's not normal for me. I'm barely holding on. So I illustrated this quote about summer because I live in Georgia, and like September is still very much like, it's super hot, so it still felt like summer. A list of artist dates I might like to take, local places here. I need to go back and fill this in. I mean, I don't have to, but I was trying to keep a record of the weeks that I was doing morning pages and artist dates and things like that. And I took a pretty long break over the holidays from, not from writing morning pages, but from like focusing on the whole program and reading the book and, you know, all the things. And I want to get back into that. When things settle down, things are still not quite, it is the 10th of January, and I feel like we're still recovering from the holidays here. So we'll see when that starts up again, but maybe, you know, in the next month. This is just like a page for some home projects I want to work on. I love this page so much. This is my favorite page. I think it's a poem I wrote out, one of my favorite poems. It's called Initiation Song by Ursula K. Le Guin. And this drawing is by my daughter, and I think it's hilarious. And then this is a page from Feel Free magazine that I love. And yeah, I just think that's really nice. Here's my October dashboard, same kind of thing. Just writing things that we're doing, or I'm doing, or I'm reading, birthdays and stuff. I'm currently working on my portfolio, so just kind of using this space to take notes for that. At the time, like when I was back in the fall, I was using this journal for kind of anything that like it was a catch-all for a lot of things. So it also became my like artist notebook. And so that's what this was, kind of like playing with a color palette and using collage papers and illustrations from other artists to kind of work out like a color palette that I thought was really pleasing. More color palette work, some images from a magazine and from an old art book. Oh, that's my daughter's birthday page. And then for a couple weeks, I was kind of like, I guess kind of using it as like a bullet journal where I was just like writing. This was like a really busy time for my family because we have a lot of birthdays. I mean, we have 2 family birthdays in October, and then like our immediate, like, so my birthday's in November and 2 of my family members are in October, and they're all like, you know, right next to each other. And plus there's a lot of other things going on in the fall. So I just was wanting to use this space to journal some of that. And I mean, that was really fun. I don't think I kept this type of thing up at all after that. This is just like a whole bunch of stuff. So if you follow Courtney Diaz, she has a journal that's kind of like, she calls it Overspill Journal, and it's like a place where she can kind of just put any kind of ephemera, and it's that's kind of what this is like now. I do the same thing, but not on every page. I just use it as a catch-all for whatever, and I kind of flip through, like I've done several pages, you know, this way, but I might find a piece of ephemera that would fit perfectly right here, and I can put it there even if I'm, you know, weeks away from this, if that makes sense. So it'll all get built up over time. I don't feel like I have to finish a page before I move on. Like in the November page, I don't think I ever really finished. But I mean, it looks nice, I guess. I like to use my own artwork for these pages. Not always, but I think I did a lot of this is my own artwork, my own printables. I think like they're on Etsy now, and some of this is on Etsy, some of it's in Patreon. Just some notes and things. Paint swatches. This is like Christmas season. I did start using my B6 Common Planner in December. And so a lot of the actual journaling, like the writing type journaling, went into that journal. But I still, I think this is gonna still be the main book where I put more like ephemera and artsy type things, instead of like that journal would be more writing heavy, and this will be more like this, layers of things, pasted in papers and stuff, and just whatever fits. I really love this. This is really just a collection of things from Christmas, I mean, like that's these are my illustrations. This is just like random ephemera that's from a Jet Pens order. This is from my new blow dryer I got for Christmas. This is ephemera. Like there's just stuff. That's one of my illustrations. So it just looks so nice just because, I guess because I stuck to a color palette, and over time I just kept adding things, and you know, the big things first, and then I just kept adding smaller things wherever it seemed to fit. And I intended to write on here, but you know, I might not ever write on it, and that's fine. This is a note from my son. It was so sweet, and it was just purely just something he gave me one morning of his own free will. It was very sweet. These are some things that I drew for the kids back, I don't know, several months ago. They could earn stars, and we weren't really using it anymore, so I just cut it up and put it in my journal. This is more recent. I went to Palm Springs with family over the Christmas break, and I created a color palette of supplies to take with me. I ended up not being able to do much art though, because I have little kids, and yeah, that's how it goes. So these are recent pages where I stuck some of the ephemera from that trip, just random notes and things. And I mean, this background is the like paper from this actual notebook, so I've had it for a while, but I found it and I just stuck it in here. And these are like my notes from a game we played, and almonds from the plane. That's an old grocery list. This is an illustration that I made and printed on vellum, and it's just been sort of like hanging around for a long time. I didn't know what to do with it, so I stuck it in here, and that's it. So I think what this journal will be for me in the future, I mean, I have like a million pages left, and like I said before, I think it's going to be more for this type of thing and just like a creative outlet. It's a really nice notebook to do that kind of sort of thing. I don't know, it just feels really open and playful, and like you can just sort of stick anything in there, and it is a Midori notebook, so the binding, the spine holds up really well. It lays flat. It's great. Highly recommend. And so that's that. I don't know if I have a name for this, but it's just like my creative outlet journal, I guess. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you around. Please, if you want more videos or my artwork, come find me on Patreon. The links are below, or on Etsy, and I'd love to see you there. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.